religion that is causing problem. It is the people who are in fact causing problem to the Muslims. And they guide themselves and they say the Muslims are the same guy. The government of the United States have given me 6 prisons. 6 prisons. I move around the prison and I give lectures, hospitals, all over the United States. So what happened is that when we go to the prison to deliver Islam to the community, once we begin to deliver the program, wallahi, by the time we finish, people make a long line from here to the wall, waiting to accept Islam. Mike Tyson, we met him in Indiana State Prison. You know Mike Tyson, right? Yes. The boxer. He caused a little problem and they put him in the prison. So he was there. When we went there, we understand or we heard that he became a Muslim. So we asked Michael, why did you become a Muslim? He said, yo man, when I was outside, I got money, I got houses, I got chicks, you know, I've got everything. I don't give that. Right now, I've got nothing but time in my hand in the prison. So some brother who's a Muslim brother gave me the Quran, I read it again, realized this is it, man, I'm gonna be a Muslim. So I took my Shahada. Right now, I'm called Abdul Malik. That's his name. And he said something. He said, right now, I'm making dua to Allah to arrest all the black Americans outside. We said, why? Because they're acting stupid. Once they come to jail, they've got nothing but time. They will have the time to read the Quran, and inshallah, they will accept Islam. That's my Tyson for you. So you see, Islam is just a simple religion. In the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 14 and 1 Timothy also said, a woman should cover her hair if she enter in the temple of the Lord. If the woman does not want to cover her hair, she should shave her hair. And if the woman does not want to shave her hair, she should cover her face. Then the Bible says, judge it for yourself. Is it seemingly right for a woman not to cover her hair? This is the Bible. That's why you have Mary, all these saints, they have covering. We are following the law and the system. Yesterday I was giving a lecture, and I'm going to throw it to you. I'm going to throw this to you. There was this guy in Florida, United States. You know Florida, right? Yes. There was a time that, they know Florida. In other words, you know what I'm talking about. It's a state in America, very state. So there's this guy that came, and this guy, he said he's going to burn the Quran. You've heard about that, right? He's going to burn down the Quran. He took a day out. That was on Wednesday. This is Ash Wednesday. We're going to burn the Quran. We don't know why. So we waited to see, why would you want to burn the Quran? Say it's an evil book. It's an evil book. What do you mean? Explain. He said, well, Muslims, man, they be going to Mecca and Hajj, whatever you call it. There's a big pagan building, black stone, and they go around it, falling down to that black house. And that house, according to our research, it has 360 different gods and idols inside, and they bowing down. The guy was making a fuss. So when he finished, I began to receive calls all over the United States. People were calling me off the hook. Sheikh, did you hear? I said, I heard. Did you hear? What are you going to do? I said, slow down. Let him finish. Let him bury himself. Let him expose himself. Then we attack him in a very vulnerable way. So he kept on ranting and doing stuff like that. So once the game is done, for 4 days, he was attacking the Kaaba. The Muslims cannot run. The Muslims cannot do this. So I called one guy. He's an Arab guy, very rich man. He does a business of carpeting. So I asked him, look, I want you to sponsor my program. I'm going to go on television and I'm going to go on air to answer the guy that say he wants to burn the Quran down. First of all, you pay for the television and you pay for the radio. He said, okay, inshallah, Sheikh, when? I said, this, he went and paid. He paid for everything. So I went on air. We made a campaign for everybody to listen to what's going to happen on air. We spent a lot of money that week to advertise for me being on air. Me and a guy from Yemen, but I did most of the talking. So what I did was, I said, okay, you came and you talked a lot about the Kaaba. It's an idol place. There's just so many idols in Kaaba. We went down and we bowed down to some Allah. You know, some idol called Allah. I said, okay, let me explain the word Allah before I talk about the Kaaba. I say, you see, you think Allah is a different something. But if I say God, you agree. God is God, right? Oh, yes, you worship God, you go praise to God, this and that. But God, the word God is the most dangerous and most barbaric and the most heinous and the most paganistic word you can ever use to call the Creator. The word God. Because people don't know where it came from. You have to know the etymology. Where did that word come from? It came from the Neoplatonic Anglo-Saxon pagans who are worshipping the sun, the moon, everything is God to them. God came from the Slavian language meaning Gute. Gute means a supreme. Gute, it became Gota. It became Gudda. It became God. So we say the name of Allah is God. No, his name is not that. I'll give you his right name. The name that the prophet, messengers, Adam, Noah, Abraham, Jesus, all of them used, I'll give it to you. But the name God is a misnomer. Now, if you had the word God, if you turn around, how's that going to be? Yeah, dog, man. Yep, dog, yeah. So that name, the name of God shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't have such connotation. If you have God and you take away G, how would you call the rest? Odd. The name of God be odd? No. You have God, you take away the D, you become what? God. So you see how the name is being called. And if you want to make God a female, what do? You just add ESS, right? You become goddess. There's a woman in America, she passed away a few years ago, Aretha Franklin. She is the goddess of soul music. Can you imagine? You use the name of God to add, to make it female, goddess of soul, godly, Godfather, God damn, that's an insult. God damn, God damn, that's an insult. That shouldn't be attached absolutely to the name of God, but that's what they use. Now, I want you to look at the name of Allah. In Arabic, alif, lam, lam, ha, right? That is Allah. If you take away the alif, it becomes lillahi ma fi samawati wal ard. The same Allah is there. You take away the other lam, it becomes lahu mulku samawati wal ard. The same name of Allah. You take away the other lam, it becomes huwa Allahu allazi la ilaha illa huwa. So you see how the name of Allah, you can play with it. And that is the original name used by all the prophets, including Abraham all the way to Jesus Christ. Because in the Hebrew language, the language of revelation given to Moses, Isaiah, Jeremiah, Nehemiah, John the Baptist, Habakkuk, Zephaniah, all the prophets, Hebrew, one word. Either they call, it depends on which part of Israel you're from. In the northern Israel, they call the Creator Allah. Allah, A-L-A, Allah. Some places they spell A-L-A-A, Allah. Those from the northern Israel. Those from the southern Israel, they call their God Eloi. E-L-O-I. Eloi. It's very close to Allah, right? Those from the eastern part, they call their God El. El. And those from the western part, which is part of Palestine, Jesus came from Palestine, the name of the Creator in the language of Jesus, as he mentioned in Aramaic, is called Allah. Allah. And in Arabic is what? Allah. Where is God here? It's a garbage name. But we use it to identify somebody. But in Islam, we don't agree with God. The name is Allah, or El, or Allah, or Elah, or Elohim. It sounds the same. Hebrew, Arabic, Phoenician, Armenian, they all the same Semitic languages. Because they are the same. But the word God came when the Greeks took over other religions. They changed everything to their own system. So I went on air and I was going to explain to him what he said we do when we go to Kaaba. He said we worship idols. I said, because you said that because you don't read your own Bible. It looks like you are ignorant of the Bible. You don't know the Bible very well. If you know the Bible very well, you would not use those words by saying that we go to Kaaba and we worship the stone. First of all, you have a Bible? He said yes. Open the book of Isaiah chapter 2 verse 2. Isaiah 2:2. You know what it says? Listen carefully and tell me. It says, there shall be a house of the Lord built on the desert, on the rocky desert. And that house of the Lord will be greater than all house of worship all over the world. And nations all over the world will flow into that house of the Lord. Which house is built in the desert on the rocks? It used to be on the rock, but now elements and time have made it smooth. It was built on the rocky track of the desert. The Bible said that there shall be a house of the Lord built in the desert. It will be greater than any other house of worship. And men all over the world will flow into it. You look at Kaaba, people don't flow, people flow. They go into Kaaba, it's like you pour water, you see them flowing. Okay, we'll put that aside. We go to the book of Isaiah 19:19. Listen to what it says. Isaiah 19:19. Again, God Almighty speaking to Prophet Isaiah. He said, "Oh Isaiah, there will be a temple of the Lord built in a town near Egypt. But at the corner of that temple will be a black stone. And the people will pray to God Almighty to send them a Savior. And He will send them a Savior. And that temple will be a witness to mankind." As I'm reading, you know what I'm saying. At the corner of that temple will be a black stone. But a new book or a new Bible that they wrote, like Revised Standard Version 1973, Revised Standard Version 1959, it says at the corner of that temple will be a pillar. See how it's been changed? To remove the black stone. The only house of worship near Egypt with a black stone attached to it is the one in Kaaba. Number 2. Number 3, we go to the book of Psalms, the Psalms of David, chapter 84, verse 6. Psalms of David, 84, verse 6. It indicates that David went to Hajj. He went and did Hajj. And I'm going to read that for you. It reads, "Blessed is the man in whose heart is yearning." It says, "Blessed is the man in whose heart is yearning for pilgrimage." The other Bible said, "Blessed is the man in whose heart is yearning to go to pilgrimage. He who went to the valley of Becca." Look at this word. He went to the valley of Becca and he drank the water that came from the springs. You find 3 attributes. The word pilgrimage in the Hebrew language. Who can tell me the word Hebrew, in the Hebrew language, the word pilgrimage? I give you $1. Like, what? Give me 5 cities? Okay, the word pilgrimage in the Hebrew language is hadgi. Hadgi. In Arabic is hajj, right? Because Hebrew and Arabic sister language. They're very close. The language of Jesus, Aramaic, and Arabic, because they are Semitic language. The Hebrew said shalom. The Arab said salam, meaning peace. The Hebrew said navim. The Arab said nabi, meaning a prophet. The Hebrew said Gehenna. The Arab said Jahannam, meaning hellfire. The Hebrew said Kutub. The Arab said Kitab, meaning book. The Hebrew said Bashar, flesh. The Arab said Bashar, meaning flesh. The Hebrew said Eloh, Eli, Allah, Eloi, Elohim. The Arab said Allah. You see the commonalities? So it's very easy to understand the trend of these books. And I'm going to give you the last connotation. The last one can be found in the last book of the Bible by the name, the book of Revelation. You know the book of Revelation? One of the books that I read a lot. It is an apocalyptic book written by John. John had a dream, and in that dream, John said, "I want you to listen carefully and tell me which rituals am I talking about." John had a dream, and in that dream, John said, "And I beheld, and the Lord showed me, and I saw men and women and kindred from different nations with different colors, speaking different languages, but all of them were wearing white clothes, and the lamb of sacrifice is in their midst. And some were bowing down, some were prostrated, and some were saying, "Salvation unto thee, O Lord. Blessed art thou, O Lord." And the angel said to John, "Where do they came from?" And John said, "They came from different part of the world, seeking God Almighty's mercy, pleasure, forgiveness, and salvation." And the Lord said, "They will not leave the sanctuary until I've given them what they come looking for." What have you seen in this narration? What did you see in this narration? What did you see? I've given you a quotation. What did you see in that narration? So people come from all over the world, speaking different languages, with different colors, wearing white clothes, and the lamb of sacrifice in their midst, and some were bowing down. The only religion that does that is the Muslim religion. The only religion that does that. So Islam is here to stay. In America, like I say that a lot, because I'm happy to say that a lot. When I went to the United States in 1984, in New York City, we have just 26 masjid, 26 places of worship, the whole New York City. But right now, we are boasting with over 2,000 masjid in New York City. And New York is just one state out of 50 states in America. Philadelphia have even more. Washington, D.C., you can't even count. You know, Boston, forget about it. New Jersey, or you go to California, it's all over the place. And this American president, I forgot his name. What's his name again? What's his name again? Oh, you know I don't know his name. So he's trying to make it difficult for the Muslims. Why? Because the rate at which people are reverting into Islam is beyond rationale. People are reverting to Islam, many, and the only way is to stop them. But Allah has said something in the Quran. They are seeking to extinguish Allah's light with their mouth, but Allah's light can never be extinguished, and Allah will make His religion to prevail over all. And so clearly, you can tell that Islam is a religion of peace. Islam is a religion, not terrorism. The word terrorism is not in the Quran. There is not a single word meaning terrorism or any idea to terror. Islam is peace. If someone says Salaam Alaikum, peace be upon you, why would that person turn around and be violent to you? Islam is spreading salam. After your salat, what do? You turn to your right? Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. What it means is that you divide yourself into two when you are doing salat. Those on your right, Germany, France, Kenya, you give them peace. And you turn around to the other half of the world. You spread in peace. Islam is peace. The messenger was sent as a mercy. We sent thee, Muhammad, not except to be a mercy for mankind. Who is doing terrorism? Let me ask you a question. Let's do some exercise. Let's define the word terrorism. Who went and did the First World War? 58 million people were killed. Who did the war? Is it the Muslims? Second World War. Who killed 15 million Muslims? Who killed them? Who did the bombs? The tomahawk, the missile, killing people? Who built those bombs? The Muslim built it? No. Who went to Vietnam and killed 27 Muslims? Was that terrorism? Who did that? Native American Indians, over 150 American Indians were slaughtered. When they finished that, they called it Thanksgiving Day. People celebrate. I don't celebrate no Thanksgiving Day. Who went to Jordan and Lebanon and Syria and Libya and dropped tomahawk, bazooka missile, destroying nations and children, destroying and maiming them? Who does that? Who is doing this? Muslim doing that? Who is bringing the aircraft, shooting and killing? Have you ever heard that the Western people have killed a white country? Think. Muslim country, boom, 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 destroying them. And you calling me a terrorist? Are you crazy? What is wrong with you? You destroy me and my house and my children, and you calling me terrorism. What is happening in Palestine, and the people taking the Molotov machine, and you see them covering their head and they throw stones. They say, "Oh, look at these terrorists." Because they own CNN. They own CNN. They own Al Jazeera. They own ABC News. They own everywhere. They propagate lies. People believe, oh, Muslims are terrorism. What? So you're beating me up. I can't defend myself. Look at the Palestinians. Look at the bomb they're dropping on them. If they take a stone and turn back, then the camera will capture them. The Palestinians are throwing stones at Israel. Don't you see that? It is a game. It is a game. Now the ploy is they coming to Africa. They come to Africa, the first country they targeting is where? Nigeria. Yeah? It is a fact. And before I go on in my talks, if there is any CIA or FBI, raise your hand. Any CIA around here? Who is CIA? I'm home. I don't want to go back to JFK airport and I'm going to be arrested, man. You talk too much. Eh? I'm trying to open your eyes. What I give you is empirical evidence. Your religion is beautiful. You and your Christian brethren stay one. Wallahi. The only country that we feel comfortable, the Muslim and the Christian, everybody's free to do his religion, is in Ghana. This is the gateway of Africa. We don't fight because of religion. No, we don't fight. We might have internal strife. That is just natural. Even with your mom, you get angry a little bit. With your daughter, with your sister, it's just natural to happen. But to take arm and fight religious war, you find them in other nations. Ghana is protected because of the softness of the Ghana. So keep on living with your brethren, whether it's a Muslim, whether it's a Christian, this and that. You can't compel anyone to become a Muslim. The Quran said, La ikraha fi din. There's no compulsion in religion. You can't force someone to accept your religion, but you can propagate your religion. You can give nasiha. You can tell somebody what Islam is all about. But this is what the Western people are doing. And today, alhamdulillah, in America, intellectuals are accepting Islam. I'll give you an example. My time is close, right? Do I have time? I have more time. I'm going to give you, I give this too much. Somebody tells me, man, you always factor your wife inside this. I bring that because it will give you, incentive to think about. She's an American, a white woman. But we know more. I mean, we have 2 kids together, Jamil and Ahmed. But somehow, I travel so much so that she can't handle it. So she realized we have to part ways. I'm always traveling. And I can't stop my da'wah and just stay home because of you. And I said, okay, let's travel. She said she can't travel either because we travel so much. She tried and she couldn't handle it. So eventually we have to separate, but amicably, very nice. We talk on the phone, we laugh and everything. But what happened is that I used to be a supervisor in one of the hospitals back in the States some years ago. So she was hired to work in the hospital, and I don't work that day. So when she was hired, when I came, I saw a file on the table that she's a new staff. So I picked the file and I looked at her. As I was going through the file, she popped in the office. She wanted to ask me questions about what to do. So I said, are you the new staff? She said, yes, okay, fine. Go to second floor, do this and that. I told her what to do. She went and does. Then when it's time for break time, so I deliberately put the break time to be at a time of zuhr, so I could do my salat. So I put my sajad. I was doing my salat. Allahu Akbar, I'm going up, I'm coming down, I'm going down. Then I felt somebody walk in the office. So when she walked in, this same sister, and she's just looking at me, she just stand like this. I'm going up and down, up and down. When I'm done, she said, excuse me, Mr. Mohammed Awal. I said, okay, you excuse. She said, are you a Muslim? I said, yes. She said, oh my God, Jesus loves you. So I said to her, I love you too. As a matter of fact, if you see him on the way, tell him I say hi. I love him. She said, no, I'm not playing, man. I'm in business. I'm trying to salvage you. You need salvation, man. I want to protect you. Thank God I met you. Please, they said she was all over me. She was all over me. She wanted to save me from hellfire. Which is a good thing. Of course, I don't want to go to hell. She saw that I'm going to hellfire. Maybe she thinks like that. So she wanted to salvage me, give me salvation. So the following day when I came, you know what she did? She brought those little stumpy New Testament, those short ones, Gideon's Bible. So she gave it to me. She said, Mr. Muhammad, I hope this book will save you. She gave it to me. I looked. So then I said to myself, if you really know who you're dealing with, I don't think you come here and talk like this. I didn't tell her, but in my head, I said, if only you know who you're dealing with, sister, I don't think. But we all laughed at it. Then the following week, she said, Mr. Mohammed, I would like for you to go to church with me. I said, me? Go to church? She said, yeah. She said, please, please. I said, okay, I'll go. She said, you go? I said, yeah. She said, oh, the Holy Ghost even told me. She said, the Holy Ghost told her that I will accept. I said, okay, maybe he's right, maybe he's wrong, but I'm going to go. So Sunday come, I put on my suit, and I put on my hat, and I put it down. I said, no, I said, no, man, I'm used to my hat. So I put on my hat, with my suit on and my tie. I took my Bible, and I realized, okay, no, let me just take the Bible. I'm just going to go alone. So I went there, and she told the pastor, man, I'm bringing a big Muslim today. He's coming here. So they gave me a front seat like this. I was in the front, and he was in the podium doing his thing. By the time he quoted the verse, I already know the verse. Anytime he mentioned the quotation, I know the quotation. So I was like, what am I doing here, man? I know the Bible upside down. If I go to sleep and you wake up, I can read the Bible upside down. No problem. It's a message from Allah. So I could do my job. So once we're done, the program is done. Wallah, you know what happened? The pastors, they came to me, God bless you, God bless you. They shook my hand, which I did the same thing. And they gave me $200 to buy, just $200. You know what, that day I was so broke that I took the money. And I was so broke. I need to go and do some shopping, man. I got to go to shopping mall, buy some food. I was like, damn, thank God, man. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. I took the money, and I stepped out. So on the way going, you know what she said? So what do you think? So what do you mean? What do you feel? How? I said, what? She said, well, you see the procession in the church, the pastor was, I said, yeah, let's go. She said, you like it? I said, of course, it's nice. He said, well, so what is next? I said, what do you mean, what is next? I'm going home to eat, that's next. She said, ain't you gonna give your life to Christ? I said, I just came once, give me time. I said, if you know who you're dealing with, man. I didn't say anything. So we went home, and the following Friday, I said, you know what? I'm going to invite you to the masjid. She said, no, I can't go to no mosque. I go. I said, why? It's just a simple, reciprocal. I went to the church. I'm not a Christian. You could go to the Muslims, see what's going on, that's all. So she said, I'm just once. I said, once. On Friday, we went to the masjid. Look, our masjid, we have 3 imams. The imam for Tawheed, the imam for Sirah, and the imam for comparative, that is me. So we have 3 imams. We alternate every other week we go. That particular week that I took her to the masjid, I saw some sister, Yasmin, as a sister. She's not a Muslim. She want to see what's going on. Take her upstairs, give her some scarf, let her cover herself, and let her have a seat and see what's going on. But the sisters area, the upstairs, they got a big screen, large screen like this, big, huge, so they could see what's happening downstairs. God does something that we can't even understand. His ways are not our ways. Wallahi, that day, I am not to give khutbah. It's not my turn. I got 2 more weeks because I finished the week before this one. So what happened was that the imam was late. Not that he was late. There was an incident on the highway. So he got blocked. Fire service, police car, somebody get accident. So he can't go, he can't come. He's in the middle of the highway, far away. So he called the masjid. He called the officer, look, get somebody among the imams to lead the prayer because I can't make it, this and that. So everybody's looking at me. I'm the only one that was there. They said, oh, Sheikh, next 2 weeks, man, that's not my time. I'm just chilling. Let somebody do it. He said, Sheikh, but you? I said, okay. I said, okay, this girl, she's upstairs. I took a paper, I wrote it down, Islam and Christianity, the comparative analysis. I want to talk on this one. I want to compare and contrast. So I went on the stage, on the member. I began to give my khutbah, and she saw me on the screen. She never knew that I know something like this. She saw me on the screen. I was quoting the Bible left and right. She was like, what? So when we finished, she came, she said, Mr. Mohammed, were you a pastor before you became a Muslim? I said, I'm not a pastor. I said, you liar. You were a Christian. Which church was you? I said, no, man, I'm a Muslim. I've never been a Christian. I'm a Muslim. But I study your book. She said, what? Who are you? I said, well, I'm me. So we went home. I took her, I said, let's go to some Muslim restaurant. We went to Somali restaurant. The women who are serving, they have hijab on, and they have the screen of Mecca. People are watching the Mecca, and you're eating fresh meat, not just ordinary meat, fresh. It smells good, it looks good. They have dabino, it looks so different. So she sat down and she was eating. She said, "Man, this place looks so exquisite." I said, "Yeah." So I said, "This is halal." So I have to explain what is halal. This is this and that. I explain. So in my explanation, I don't explain in the Quran. I explain in the Bible. The halal. Whatever questions ask me, the answer is in the Bible. She said, "So, but how come I don't know?" I said, "Wait, I will explain." So we go. Wallahi, wallahi, wallahi. Within 5 days, I am home watching television that day. The phone rang. I pick up the phone. Assalamu alaikum. She said, "It's me." I said, "Oh, okay, how are you? What's going on? What's happening? What are you doing, man?" She said, "Well, I'm all right, but Mr. Mohammed, I want to be a Muslim, man." I said, "You want to be a Muslim? Why?" And she said, because it makes sense." I said, "What do you mean it makes sense? You keep saying it." She said, "Well, because it just makes sense." Then tears started rolling out of my eyes. I said, "Where are you?" She said, "I'm home." I said, "I'm coming, don't move." I picked my car, I drove to her house, and she was there. She had a scarf on already. I said, "Man, you ready to go already, baby?" So we go to the masjid, and I called Sister Yasmin. Sister Yasmin, she want to take Shahada. Come talk to her. The sisters talk to her. Sister Yasmin is a woman in Dawah. She take care of that. So they talk to her, and she took Shahada. She asked me to give her name. I said, "You don't have to change your name. It's not a must. But if you want to change your name to identify with your religion, that's beautiful." She said, "Okay, give me a name." I said, "Okay, let me give you 20 names. You pick which one you want." So I gave her 20 names, each one with a meaning. So she looked, she scanned through, she said, "I want to be called Salima." I said, "Why this?" She said, "Because I want to submit entirely to Allah." Now she's doing da'wah too. She's doing what is called e-da'wah. She went and get address of people all over the United States, and she sent them into Islam. So if she sent 1,000, she might get 20, 50. So she's giving da'wah more than me. Every day she's giving shahada. Giving shahada all the time. You see, this is what she came to Jesus love you, now Muhammad love you. So when that happened, I was so busy traveling, I don't even have time for myself. I'm always down. I go to prison, I come here. When I come home, I buy hamburger or any sandwich. I come home, eat as I'm driving and eating. I'm single, I don't have time, I'm busy with